Okay, that's working. Oh, that was frustrating. Thank you for hanging out for that. I'm still getting random things apparently disconnecting from my computer, so I will have to sort that out. I don't know what it is. Wait, there was something there. What the heck popped up just there? I don't know. It's all been kind of weird. Coffee this morning because I need it. Kind of watching. Just let me know if the music is too loud. I did turn it up from last week because when I was watching the replay back, it's very, very quiet. It's kind of not the point. If you're wondering what's floating on top of my coffee, it's because I use cream, and so it all kind of separates a little bit. That's just the fat from the cream. There we go, and you can claim your first as well. Got it all working again. And now we also have my little, where's my hands? The little thingy in this corner, the chat bubbles, so that'll all appear. Yes. Okay. That's me. I was going to be so organised, but this room was so hot last night. I didn't come into this room until like 9:30 or so last night, and that was just to sort out projects. So I've been doing all my work in this thing this morning. But yeah, that photo from the starting now screen, by the way, is exactly what's on my desk right now. Well, on my desk, on my coffee table right now. And I'm no longer sitting on my blanket box. I'm now sitting on an outside chair. But it's actually kind of comfy, it's got a bit of a cushion. Okay. So yeah, socks, 2 at a time adjacent, as in what I'm going to do is get this one to the heel, and instead of doing the heel I'm going to swap over and do this one to the heel. And then I'll do a day where I do the heels on both, and then, you know, pick one up and go from the heel up to the ribbing, cut the yarn, do the next one, up to the ribbing, cut the yarn, and then do the ribbing in the black as well. So it does use like less yarn for the main colour, which is kind of nice. It means I can use more on my blanket of doom, because I am running out of scrap yarn. I have got 3 more balls of scrap yarn left. Well, leftover yarn. Not really scrap yarn, because scrap to me is that. That's for me weaving in ends and stuff last night. So that to me is scrap yarn. That is literally unusable. I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't know if I want to keep... Can I get one of those clear Christmas baubles or something and shove it all in there, and that'd be like my 2023 projects bauble. I think that could be kind of cool. Like, I've seen people do it with cross-stitch stuff, but I cross-stitch and I enjoy it, but I don't go through enough of it to justify a bauble. Use them as stitch markers. I don't exactly have that issue. Stitch markers, not stitch markers, not stitch markers, not stitch markers. Lip balm. T-pins, which I use for blocking stuff out. 1 pair of needles, the other pair is somewhere on my desk, I think. Row counter, cable needle, stitch holder, darning needles, yarn counter, yarn counter. Where am I? They're right here. So I've got my drop spindle, and then everything else in here is literally stitch markers. I've got the locking ones, I've got the ones I made. I've got so many. They are right here. No wonder I was looking for them. So that should go in there actually. These are ends for my interchangeable needles. Neither do I. Sometimes it's too lazy to use several actual markers. Those help if I used to use heaps. That's fair. But the only time I use heaps is when I'm doing lace work, which I'm gonna get back into this year, is doing some more lace, which I love. I have decided on that. I have actually picked out a project. I just need to get the pattern. But I have the yarn. It's kind of breaking, like getting back into my lace work stuff, and then also breaking my fear that I happen to have. So that's the thing. This is actually, you'd recognise it. It's one of the this way. One of the LOL dolls things. I just use it as my motion bag because it holds everything. But yeah, this is all the scraps I happen to have. I got a thing of white, a sparkly purple, multicolour, and a hand-dyed purple. That's all I have left for my blanket of doom. That's not gonna do me. What am I at? I need another 14 more rows. So I've got to knit some more projects and get onto these. You'll see the blanket of doom later. But yeah, these, I don't know, I think I might just get one of those clear bubbles. For now, what am I going to do with them? I don't know. I don't want to lose them. Oh wait. Cotton bud thing. It'll do. Can go in there. I don't know what the heck. Wait, what is that? USB device not recognized. What device? There is nothing plugged in that shouldn't be recognized. You stupid thing. Hang on. Go away. That's what it is. There's an issue with my USB. Okay. Job for today is to go through, unplug everything, replug everything, and resort all my freaking cables out, which will be fun. But yeah, so this is project 1 for today, and then probably again about 11 o'clock-ish, I'll swap over to what's in this bag, which I've been working on almost non-stop, so that's so fun. Now, one thing I did do is I probably made myself a rough sock template this morning. Oh, like a foot template. So I've got to go put it onto cardboard and cut it out and stuff. But this is my foot. So I know that, okay, toe box goes to there. And I've got to knit down to here. So that way I always know how it is. Because I think I've been underestimating just how long my feet are. Oops. Because this one here, if I look at it, let's just bring that up. End of the toe box is there. I've technically done this about an inch or so too short. It does fit. But I'm going to try to do this one to actually this scale, because I think if I did it to this one, I am almost at where I do the heel now. But I'm going to try doing it to my actual foot. Yep. I've still got to put these in my drawer. But now I've got all the finished photos. I want to get photos of them on my feet for Ravelry, and then that'll be a thing. But yeah, I'm doing these socks because this sock's now off the needles. I did the toe last night with a Kitchener toe. I had to sit in here and get a tutorial and learn how to do the Kitchener again because I don't normally do it. And yeah, this is where I kind of got the idea that maybe I'm not knitting to the right size because, you know, heel to toe, and I kind of measured my foot on a measuring tape. I thought, actually, that's a lot longer than I thought it was. So that's a thing. This feels way too long, but I'll have to knit I'll have to knit the other one to match. So that is something I'll have to work on. But this heel, man. I think next time I find a cuff down sock to do, I'm just going to turn around and say screw it and do it toe up. Because this heel took me basically all day to figure out. And I've got to learn to trust my instincts a little bit more, because I was knitting it and I accidentally swapped which side or which size I was working on. So it's supposed to be like 14 rows down here, and for some reason I read the wrong one and I ended up doing 20, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't matching up. I was so done. I didn't even realise until I was doing like the heel turn that I'd accidentally swapped from my size to the larger size. So I kind of had to put my needle in and rip back, you know, a decent chunk. I think I ripped back like an inch or so. Absolutely crazy. So I will get the next one done. It'll be on the project needles for next month. If I feel up to it, I might start the ribbing and stuff today. We will see, depending on what else I felt working on. You probably won't see socks for the next couple of weeks either. Oh, extra big heel. No, it was insane. It was absolutely it was like man size heel. And you want if you're going to spend, 40 plus hours knitting a pair of socks, you want them to fit, right? So that was my whole thing. So I'm going to spend the time, ripping it back didn't take long, and I basically ripped it back to about the 14 line, so I didn't have to knit any extra. And there is already RK fur in this sock. I know it's RK because it's got a white tip on it. That's an RK fur, you probably can't quite see it. Not quite. I've pulled out another project this week that has been on the needles since 2012, and it had Simon fur in it, and it kind of hurt, I'm not gonna lie. Happier and slightly big socks, that's fair. But at least with this one I can do my magic loop, which I'm really comfy with. Come back down here a little bit. Yeah. It was like, oh, you've got Simon fur in you. It's actually really interesting because I picked out this project. It's been sitting and carried around with me, for the better part of 11 years now. Between 10 and 11 years, depending on when you look at when it was cast on and stuff. And I pulled it out and I thought, you know what? I don't think I'm as afraid of this project as I was when I started. Because when I started it, 2011, 2012-ish, I was a beginner knitter. I was very much a baby knitter. I was doing socks, but not, kind of regularly. I was doing shawls, I was doing lace and stuff, but it was all with very smooth yarn. It's mohair. What the heck was I thinking? So, it is lovely, it is squishy, and for mohair this is really soft. But I decided, hey, let's do a lace project in mohair when I was a baby knitter. Yeah, very pretty. It is a very pretty yarn. It takes me a little bit of concentration to work with it, but I'm okay with that. This one's going to use all the stitch markers, I know it is. But yeah, I wasn't ready for that at the time, and now I'm ready to kind of push myself a little bit further this year. I picked it back up. I don't know if you'll see it here, or if you'll see it in maybe like a future podcast or something. I will see. Yeah. Down there-ish. I almost need to put like a little X on my desk where I can hold my hands. But it'll work. Just turn out the sound of my ears. See, these got worked on, I think only one day, maybe a day and a half. on Sunday, Monday last week. How's going? No flooding? No flooding at all. We're really lucky. We're at the top of a hill, basically. Our street in general, no flooding. You go around the corner and there's flooding. At least there was. I don't know what it's like now. We've been very, very lucky. If there was flooding, there wouldn't be a stream. But yeah, all the water, I think, like all the concrete platforms and stuff around the house have been made perfectly, so it's all sloping either away to the house or towards the drain. So we've been very, very lucky. Good point, yeah. Yeah, no, if there was been flooding or if, there was issues with the internet or anything like that, there would have been no stream. But yeah, no, all the neighbours are lucky too, and actually most of the neighbours are also, like, the houses are up, like a good car height up, half a story up kind of thing. So we've been very, very lucky. Oh yeah, by the way, this isn't actually striping, it's swirling. You can follow this line and not take your finger off it, and it just moves its way up the sock, which I thought was pretty cool. I did look into some of the other yarns that I was talking about last week, like the yarn I'm going to use for the sock that I'm going to cast on, the hat I'm going to cast on Wednesday. That's cast on day for a couple of projects. Also no longer dyes. For goodness sake, like this one no longer dyes. This one does, and it's actually become easier to get hold of than what it used to be, which is amazing. This one still dyes. She doesn't have the TARDIS colorway, which is, but you could probably contact her if you ever wanted it. Reasonable prices too, so the fact that it's self-striping, which is a bit more work for any indie dyer. But I think, out of all my yarns and stuff, they're the only ones that are still dyeing at the moment, which is a bit of an issue. Actually, I've got one more. Two more that are still dying. One also does self-striping, that's the one that has the free shipping from Germany, so $55 skeins of yarn. Which, her colours are beautiful and would be worth it. But, I could pay that kind of money and get a couple of skeins, something really pretty from New Zealand. And there is New Zealand yarn dye that does self-striping socks as well. So, yeah. Self-striping stocks for the main part just seem to knit themselves too. She just went, oh, next colour. Should drink my coffee. But I was kind of thinking, I've been seeing this one pattern everywhere in the podcast universe. Spawny, if you open that window, we're going to have issues. Yeah, and I was sort of thinking, I don't want to do that. It looks too fussy, and I'm terrified of sweaters. I may have all the yarn picked out for it already. Reminds me of Minecraft, it's where the toe finishes, the few odd colour stitches look like a glitch in the game. Okay, I've got to explain that a little bit. I hate weaving in ends. Like, seriously, you do not want to see my blanket of doom. There is going to be like a month of weaving in ends at this point. I am dreading it. But yeah, I hate weaving in ends. And so I figured, you know what? This is the inside of my shoe. No one's gonna see it. Like, at all. So I did the very logical thing of weaving in the tails, 2 tails, as I knit the foot of the sock. So this little glitchy bit, there is the little bit of white line there. That is the tail end from this. And a little bit of black line above it is the tail end from the toe. So all I've got to weave in is the toe cast on. And then these are all kind of stitched in there already. I can cut these and be quite happy. And I'll make sure that this goes on top, not underneath, so it's not rubbing against the bottom of my foot. If it's on the top, I'm not going to notice it. But yeah, so that is technically the top of my sock. So I will make sure that my heel goes on this side. And I'll do the same thing with this one. Because I don't do rights and lefts. It'll just be top of sock, bottom of sock. The only time I do right and left is when I'm making socks for husband. I mentioned that last week. Is my chia seeds all mixed in enough yet? I think they're about as swollen as they're going to get. It's been an hour since I made it. Logical choice? Yeah. Like I said, I hate weaving in ends. Let me dive into the Blanket of Doom stuff. Okay, this one's an easy one. This has only got like 4 ends. So yeah. One to start with. One to end with. One to start with. 2 to end with this one because I played Yarn Chicken and lost. Oh, it's such a pain. But yeah, where I can, I do stitch over it like that, but there's been stitched over. But still, you want to tidy up and make sure it doesn't come undone. This is why a lot of my Blanket of Doom squares, I try to use one colour as my base. That's the yarn from those, by the way. And then if I dive into this bag somewhere, that's leftover yarn from the shawl I made last week. I finished off last week. I did get it bound off and I made sure I had enough left over to make my blanket square. So yes, very nice. It's a project for later. I've got so many of those to do. I have actually done, there's another row in that bag. So that'll be the end of row 4 once I get all the edgings done. Which is, guess what we're doing next? Let's crochet my ends in so I only have one tail. I'm terrible with doing it, and yeah. I think at some point I'm going to have to put like a movie or a TV series on and just have it playing while I sit there with my darning needles and scissors and just go through. And then I've got to do it for the other 3 rows I've already finished. But I have come to the conclusion I might not have enough red to do all the outside borders. And then I also realised that the joining as you go method that I was thinking about doing last week isn't gonna quite work because it kind of relies on having one stitch in between each of the little motif kind of things. I don't know what you call them. The 3 triple crochets. I don't do that. I just, yeah, don't. So that's not gonna work. So I've seen one and it's a continuous join as you go. So you start with your finished square and you join it to a finished square. Now I could either rip out all that red and definitely run out, or I could do my entire blanket, see how many red squares I get and how many of whatever other colour I happen to have to get or do have. I'm thinking maybe a blue or whatever, and do some sort of pattern on it, and then ordering like a cone of white and using that as a continuous join as you go, which of course adds a heap of rows basically to how big this blanket's going to be. But I think it's going to be the path I take rather than single crocheting them all together, which was also an option, but I don't know. No, I've got, you know, at least a year to figure out how I'm going to join them all together at this point. But I think by the end of next month, I'm going to run out of scraps. Leftovers. But I want to try and get this pair of socks, the other pair of socks, maybe my shawl off the needles. No, 2 pairs of socks definitely. I want to get off my needles. Rachel's, you got 4-ply sock yarn? When you come over, you're going to bring like a stash or something. Words, lost them. Yeah, I want to get 2 pairs of socks off the needles by the end of next month. Because I'm going to give me a bag of scrap. We'll have a look at them. Yeah. And then, because I want to start taking part in a knit along that says a pair of socks a month. My goal for this year was 1 sock a month, which I have done because I've done the London Fog socks. I am not counting these ones because these have been on the needles way too long. But technically I have done 2 socks this month. But the aim was to get 6 new pairs for my sock drawer. But if I take part in this pair of socks a month knit along, which has prizes by the way, I could, I'm saying a lot, I'm so sorry. I could kind of focus a little bit. And I'm not saying by end of this month because that's not going to happen. I've got 3 days left of the month. I'm not going to knit 3 socks in 3 days. I may finish this roll with a blanket in like 3 days. And then quite possibly get to the heel in both of these. I don't know. It depends on how much time I give myself. But if I take part in this knit along, then it's just kind of doing it with a community, having a bit more of a focus. I want to have almost like focus pieces every month. So at the moment, I don't really have a focus piece. Next month, I'm going to have 2 with doing the raglan along and the cozy baby along. That's one project, by the way. And then I'm also doing the accessories from Stash knit along, which is why I'm doing the hat, because you know all my stash is Stash. Everything I've bought is the stuff for the sweater. So I'll do a hat, and that's got 2 months to be done for the hat. I've got 3 months to do the sweater, but I think I could possibly get both done next month. And there might be a few more baby bits and pieces just to use up some of my DK weight 8-ply. I'm thinking about doing another baby surprise. I like how those work. And then I've got the shawl to finish, which technically is no rush. It's just kind of nice to sit down and do a repeat or so a day. Working on that. I am working on my hexagramy cardi. Once I'm finished working on squares for a little bit, I'm going to focus and do at least 1 round of my cardigan every day. Start focusing on getting that off the needles. But yeah, next month's focuses are definitely the baby sweater and the hat. Socks I will try. But I always like having a pair of vanilla socks on the needles anyway. And then, yeah, March will be a focus piece of a pair of socks. And hopefully I'll have a job so I can then buy the sweater pattern I wanted to. It's a beautiful sweater, by the way. It's called the Lace and Fade Boxy by Hohi Locatelli. It's absolutely gorgeous. But it's basically stripes of lace work mixed in with stripes of plain stockinette in 2 different colours at least. Well, she does it where like all the lace work is done in mohair in 1 colour. So lace work, stockinette, whatever. All the lace work's 1 colour. But her bands of stockinette she planned out. So it's called lace and fade because she goes from dark to light. I've just got 1 colour. 1 colour for the lace and a different colour for my stripes. And they're really pretty. I wasn't going to do it. Okay, I thought, you know what? I'm not into doing sweaters. And if I want to do sweaters, I'll do them next year because by then keto would have kicked in even more. I have probably a better idea of what size I'm going to end up as. Like as far as measurements. And then I figured, you know what, this is beautiful. It's boxy. It's supposed to be oversized anyway. So I figured out if I do the 115 centimeter bust, which is still technically smaller than what I am now, but because it's oversized, I think it's going to look kind of nice. You will have fun. I've been thinking positively for you. It's working. I got a phone call on Thursday and had like a little over the phone interview. So, yeah. It seemed like a really nice company. I think it was a cooling and refrigeration one. I don't know. I get my CV out as often as I can. But if I'm working, then there will definitely be vanilla socks in my handbag. Actually, when you come over, just while we're sitting here talking about things that are happening, I don't know if you've got any spare wrapping paper, or maybe I might have to go out and just grab some at the $2 shop or something. I'm going to get you to go through my sock yarn stash and wrap up 3 or 4 skeins or whatever. We might cake them. No, I'm not going to cake them up first. I'll get you to wrap up, say 3 or 4. So my next pair of vanilla socks is going to be I don't know, because I'll just reach in and grab one. So they all kind of need to be like the same colour wrapping, or the same type of wrapping, and all still in hank form. So still kind of like this. Otherwise I'm going to have a good idea. Or they'll have to be caked up. They've got to be hanked or caked. But yeah. Because I tried to do it for myself, but the problem is I know what's going in each, and I can place them carefully and whatever else. I don't want to do that. I'll get someone else to do it. Pretty. One of my tubs is just sock yarn. Huge rolls of paper. It's beige and gold. Sounds perfect. So yeah, when I get down to like the last one, I'll get you over again, and you can do it again. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And it will be just for vanilla socks. So if I find a pattern one, I will go through and pick out a pattern of like whatever's left over. I will pick one out to work on it. But my vanilla socks is like this. I don't care. I think the only restriction is that it's not going to be a solid colour. Because I've got a few solid ones, but they look better with lacework and patterns. See, you get to stash dive through my stash. Not your bag will be in the living room. You will not. Oops. Yeah, I have to admit it was kind of cozy. I didn't realise how bad the rain was until Mum called me. And even then I was like, I'm fine, I'm just sitting here on the couch. But seriously, I was sitting on the couch all day. I had Spawny pretty much on my lap. Because I sit with my feet up, I had Arcade curled up on top of my feet. I just sat there knitting, watching stuff on YouTube, watching the rain outside the ranch lighter. It was a very peaceful day. Everyone else is being evacuated and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice rain. You need this. So dense. So dense. Picked the first tomatoes out of the garden too. They were slightly underripe because I don't really eat tomatoes. I've got to get better at that. But I found two that looked absolutely perfect and I gave them to the husband and he's like, slightly under. But, you know, I've had to pick tomatoes out of the garden. I'm so happy. But yeah, so I went through my stash and I found the yarn for this lace and fade. I found a beautiful lace weight. Hydrate. Found a beautiful lace weight. It's a French grey colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. Watching people be stupid driving around and grocery shop and in the rain, never understood it. I saw, like, I was flicking through TikTok because I haven't deleted it yet. I was going to delete it. But there was someone live streaming on TikTok while they were driving around in that rain. And the only commenters I heard was, oh no, we're not police, we're just driving around. I'm like, that's it, I'm out. Like, you were out there causing issues if you were driving around just for the fun of it in that weather. Hey. The things that people were going through over the past couple of days all of a sudden just became content for TikTok. Like, you've got to be kidding. People are stupid. Yeah. I just got so angry. But yeah, I am actually going to delete TikTok. It's a time suck. I went to go to bed one night, next thing I knew it was like 11 o'clock and husband's coming in going, you know you should be sleeping by now, right? Because you are tired. Because 10 o'clock my brain shuts off. But, yeah, TikTok is a time suck. I'm realising I'm not enjoying the content on there anymore as well. I actually kind of enjoy, like, even like the Facebook reels and Instagram reels are really good. So Facebook and then the YouTube shorts. There's other ones that give me more value that aren't going to be a separate app that I have to download because I use, Instagram, I use YouTube, I use Facebook. People are generally cross-posting anyway, so I'm seeing it all over the place. And the good thing is because I have split my YouTube to my gaming account and my crafting account, what comes up in my shorts is all very focused on what that account is focused on. To admit, apart from the animal ones I send you, I'm sick of TikTok. Yeah. I don't even check them now. Let me just turn my volume down so that nothing plays. Where is it? Why are you only saying 2? There is 62 in my inbox. Doesn't want to focus on it. But there is 62 sitting right there. I don't check them anymore. Yeah, like last video I even shared was on New Year's Day. So why would I? Yeah, when I go on there looking for stuff that's kind of crafting related, I'm not finding the stuff I want to see. I used to seem to hit me in one day, now it's over months. Yeah. I don't know the last time I cleared out my to watch list. But yeah, if I try to find stuff to do my crafting, it's all the ones that knit in extremely bulky weight and do like arm knitting and that sort of stuff to make themselves a blanket in like half an hour. No. It's not what I want to see. See, I could change it. I could go through and unfollow all the ones that no longer create content that I'm interested in. I could start hunting for the content I'm interested in, or I could just stick to YouTube and watch podcasts all day. And when I ran out of that, I've got so much stuff downloaded I want to watch on here. I started watching Avenue 5 last night, and I love it because it's Hugh Laurie. So, that's the thing. And there's a dude from Star Trek Voyager in it as well, who I recognised instantly. I'm like, oh my god, it's you. I don't know his actual name, and right now his character who played on Voyager is completely gone off my head, but I recognised him. So he keeps them make yarn out of stretch rubbish bags. That's bull. I'm sorry, but it is. T-shirt yarns are different things. Your t-shirt, if you get a t-shirt that is wearing out, t-shirt yarns are a thing, and you can make bags and stuff out of that. I did at one point think about spinning newspaper. You know, this is like 10 years ago. I thought about spinning newspaper to make like a yarn out of it, but nah. You know, use what you got, fair enough, but don't do it because it's a trend. And if I also try Resident Alien, that's on TVNZ. Oh, that's cool. So that's something I can watch on my tablet. Because I have TVNZ on my tablet. So yeah, I watched the first episode of Avenue 5 last night. I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit down and just marathon it one day. When it's not quite so hot in here, I'll have like the window open and everything else. There's still a cat on my windowsill, I do believe. But yeah, I just love Hugh Laurie in general. I love his characters that he brings to life. I'm a huge House fan. I can rewatch that over and over and over again and never get sick of it. I actually found someone on YouTube that did a video essay on House. It was 6 episodes for a video essay. It was amazing. And I watched it. I didn't want to stop watching it. I wanted to go and watch more, but he's not. There's a few other shows that he's covered that I'm interested in, but I'm not interested in things like The Office and stuff. But it was a really, really well done, really amazingly edited video essay. I was absolutely flabbergasted. But yeah, Hugh Laurie, absolutely love him. I love his music. I love his characters. Like, I've even gone back and watched a little bit of, you know, Jeeves and Wooster and Fry and Laurie sort of stuff. But it's just, yeah. First time you saw him was 101 Dalmatians. Oh, I haven't seen that. Ooh, is that the live action? Had to be the live action, right? That'd be fairly new. Is that the one with Emma Stone? Haven't seen that yet, because I just thought, oh yeah, Disney. I don't... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I actually don't watch a lot of Disney. Like, I enjoy it. No, old one. Ooh, is it an old one? I'll Google it. I have a to-do list. Google it later. Yeah, so last week, Emma Stone's The Origin Story. The one he's in is a live action version of the cartoon. Oh, okay. I think I want to watch the Emma Stone one too, actually. Yeah, like, I enjoy Disney. But because, you know, they're just absolute classics. That one's good too. I will have to watch it. But I don't absolutely follow Disney. You know, there are some movies I'll look at and go, I'm not interested. I was okay with Moana. I love Encanto. I will listen to Encanto music for weeks on end just to get it out of my head. I have watched the movie quite a few times. Lion King's the other one. I can basically recite that almost word for word if I just get the prompts and stuff. I grew up with Lady and the Tramp being my favourite one. But I don't get into the whole Mickey and Minnie and Daffy and... not Daffy. Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, Donald. I don't get into the classic characters. I like the new ones. Or new-ish ones. Ones that got real personality. And yet I do play the new Disney game. I watch Disney, I'm interested in it. I have Disney Plus, mostly for the non-Disney. Funnily enough, you know, things like Paramount Pictures, which did Sister Act, which is an awesome series of movies, is all owned by Disney. It was just what they used to put in their not G-rated or family-rated movies. So it's kind of interesting to know. I think Ghosts is part of that as well. Whoopi Goldberg and anything is great too. But yeah, I do play Disney Dreamlight Valley, kind of. Like, it's been sitting for a while because I've been in a real I don't want a game kind of funk. I think even House is on there too. Really? Well, I don't need it. I've got it downloaded. It's really bad. It's on the other computer. Because last week I watched House of the Dragon and got really upset because they haven't even started filming season 2. I think I'm going to go through and re-watch Game of Thrones. I'm rereading the first book. I want to work my way through the series, but I think I've got to focus on doing like a chapter a day of that because it is hard reading. Now, what else have I got sitting on this computer? That one. So I've got Avenue 5, Season 1 and 2. I've got the 2021 Cinderella, which I wanted to watch. Downton Abbey, which I love. Encanto, Fruits Basket, Seasons 1 through 3, which is... Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, Outland. I've got Season 6 on this one, the other 5 seasons on the other computer. I couldn't get them to download it on the computer, which is kind of weird. And then I've got The Princess, but it's not the one about Princess Diana, so I've got to go through and find that one. And I got The Volcano Rescue, which is the White Island story one, which I'm interested in because, you know, born and raised in Whakatane. So it kind of means something. And Mum actually, part of her social life involves the mother of one of the boys that was burnt. That on the line. Yeah, see, still got quite a bit to go. Oh, and I've got Your Name, which apparently is also really good. Yeah, at some point I'll put them onto USB and shove them onto the other computer so I can sit out in the living room and watch it. But I've got to get the TV remote off Panda because I'm using Panda's TV at the moment and I don't have the remote and all the gamma and stuff is completely messed up. Enjoyed Victoria? Yes. Did they only do the one season of that, or should I go and see if there's a season 2? I've got to get back into Doctor Who because I haven't watched anything since Capaldi took over. And that's nothing against Capaldi, it was just my attention span wasn't there. So I've got to catch up on that pretty badly. Three seasons, had them all on Blu-ray. I don't have a Blu-ray player. I don't have any kind of player. I have computers. I've been watching Under the Dome on TVNZ, but I believe that vanishes at the end of the month. I'm not going to have a chance to finish it. I have to come to my place on TV dates. We've got to arrange something. We've got to have like at least like a monthly get together or something if we can. You know, it will be harder once I'm working because everything else has got to fit in, but we'll figure things out. Actually, that's the thing. What Thursday can you come over here? We've got to figure that one out too. Figure out transport and stuff. So I don't know if he goes back this week or next week. Coming week, the next one, I'm back to normal days. He's back at school next Tuesday. Yeah, so he's going back right after Waitangi Day, which makes sense. 2 public holiday weeks in a row, it's going to drive me nuts. I've got so much gardening to do in the rain. Ugh. See, we'll figure it out whether, because I'm sort of thinking me going there and picking up and coming back is kind of annoying. So whether your other half can drop you off or you catch the bus in or something, and then I'll take you home. Weekends Auckland, he goes back on the 31st. Oh, okay. So he's going back for 2 4-day weeks in a row then. Auckland anniversary tomorrow. Was that tomorrow? Was it? I don't know. It all gets confusing. I hate public holidays. Or was Auckland anniversary the Friday? I don't even, I really don't know. First few days of sorting out this timetable. It always does it. I actually, the short weeks at the start of term are great. Because it's sorting out the timetable for brand new students entering the school. It's figuring out where they all are. It's just, it works so well. Tomorrow's Auckland anniversary, yeah. Okay, and then next Monday is Waitangi. Yes. I'm bringing up my calendar. This is really bad. I could sit here and say, Okay, I've actually written public holiday here and there, so I do know. It's just, yeah. Then I've got my cast on day here for the 2 projects, various bits and pieces for the week. I haven't written in next week's house flipper ones, which I'm gonna have to record. Joe gets back to have 3 days off instead of working 6 straight days. That would suck. That would really suck. I think I'll do this round to on the back of the foot. Now I'll get round to the front of the foot because that's my side around, and then we're going to switch out. I'm going to do a bit of crochet and get some of this blanket done. That missed completely. Now apparently, according to my stash, I've got 2 more skeins of this. 3 weeks of it and all but 1 is a close each week, so I'm over it. They might be sick on the 8th. Yeah. Yep. Be sick on the 8th. Wait, hang on. 3 days off in a row. How does that work? So you work Tuesday. Oh no, wait, you don't work Thursdays and Saturdays. Do you not work Tuesdays as well? 8th is a Wednesday, I have Tuesday and Thursday off. Oh. And you have Saturdays off too, right? You've just got one of these weird ass timetables, man. Granted, mine was just as bad when I was working there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 3 days off. I got rejected for a job that would have given me 3 days off. It would have been like 4 days of work. And I could take 3 days off as long as I did 40 hours a week. They didn't really care. Okay, let's get in there. Hey Tony, welcome in. Damn. I'm gonna switch projects. I'm gonna have some more of my breakfast. This is ridiculous. I am just not organised. I spent too much time trying to figure out what I was doing and all my overlays and stuff, so whatever. Okay. The bag for this is another one that I made. This is a Mardi Gras. Then it's got like this black and white thing. This is one of the ones I haven't finished. So technically to finish it, I would need to put 2 more bands of sewing, fold over these ends, and then do the 2 bands of sewing so they all look tidy, and then put a thread through. That's all it needs. All it freaking needs. But it's just, nope. I just went through a point where I was just not finishing off the bags. I don't know if this one's interface or anything as well. I'm going to copy that that foot thing onto cardboard or something. Okay, this project bag I believe is a Kiki Boo Designs bag when she was first starting out. I do have another one of hers somewhere, but this is like a huge, it's not like a sweater quantity size bag. It is massive, like huge. Yeah, but when she was first starting out and just practicing her patterns. Yeah. So in here I have all of these. I've got 8 squares that I need to add the trim to, and then we'll finish off a row. That's the red. This is my second skein of red. That's a thing. I'm just making sure I've got no others in here that need borders. Because then once all of these are done, they get put into the storage bag. And then I get to start a new storage bag. This is the rainbow farts, which is going to do a hat out of starting Wednesday. Tuesday? Wednesday? Whatever day the first is. So yeah, this is how the rainbow farts knits up. Well, crochets up. It's 50% merino, 50% silk, so it's got a really nice little shine to it. And then there's little patches of the rainbow I absolutely love. I can't wait to see how it works out in a hat. So that's 10. Is it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So that's 10. Here's 8. This is the end of a row. And at the end of this point, like it's just over 5% of project completion per row. I did the math last night. Thank you, Google. So at the end of this, I will be like 22% through the project. But you can see I'm just trying to use up like balls and balls of yarn. So you can almost see the order I was working on them in. Because there's that shawl I was working on last week. That's another one out of the stash. There's the edge is this. So I did that one and finished it off. Then we got the pink and we got purple. I've still got more of this purple to go. I think I just grabbed that just to finish it off. And then 2 of the parfait. Probably using the end of it, doing the purple, and now I'm working on the purple. I have just, because I don't want to weave in all these ends, this is going to be a mission for ends. 1 in the middle, 2 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Plus the red that I'm about to put on. Which is again, centre pull. All comes out of there. Every single tutorial I've seen does the whole, you gotta do a slip stitch. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna instantly slip it onto my project and start crocheting. I need to change over from that to that one. Love it. So yeah, 3.5mm hook. A lot of my crochet hooks I inherited. If the red tail's long enough, because you use the tails sewn together. If I wanted to go that route, which I don't really want to go that route, to be honest. And I don't know how long to leave them. So, and it's probably too late now. I've already done, 3-4 rows. So I sew my toy bodies together. Yeah, I've done that before with toy bodies too. We just purposely leave a tail. I do that when I'm doing the mice for the rescue kittens. They get a really long tail, and that tail becomes like the mouse tail and my seaming up, which is great. But once I get to the end of all these 18 rows, then I think it's going to be a focus piece for a while, so I can finally just get it all seamed up however I'm going to seam it up. I don't know if I want to do an extra border, like if I go around with another great big granny border or something. It is kind of tempting just to really make it look finished off and tied all together. And it's going to definitely fit over the queen size bed. Probably even a king by that point. Then I've just got to worry about the moths getting to it, because that's going to be a pain. Crap, missed. mess, whatever. Oh crap, I dropped it. See, crochet is my secondary hobby, maybe my third. Like I think I even cross stitch better than I crochet. But I'm not working on something on freaking 25 count while sitting here. I might pull up, maybe one week I will pull out a very long suffering cross stitch project or something. Because having this ring light here is great. Oh, missed it again. That feels wrong. There we go. See, I don't know how everyone else does their granny squares. I'm pretty sure people are putting in an extra chain stitch in between theirs. Because I do my group of 3 and then I instantly go into the next group of 3. But I know other people put a quick little chain one in there. And I only do a chain 2 on the corners, whereas I know other people do a chain 3. I just like how this works. Oop, missed. I just can't seem to get it so I can have just that really easy draft through, because I use my little finger for tensioning because it's all wrapped around there. Because you'll see, I just wrap it around and it's my tension. And it feels weird if I don't have it, like if I don't have it tensioned on my finger, it just doesn't seem to sit right when I'm working with it. Oops. Apparently I need to concentrate more on crochet rather than I thought I did. Oh wait, hang on. I started that entire one? I think I might have. Hey, it's the husband. Hello. You're imagining things. Random mystery hand reached into the cookie jar and stole the cookie. Got it. I was wondering when someone would do that. Katie didn't claim it, no. I had issues in the beginning. I had to restart my computer and stuff too, so maybe she just forgot. None of my alerts were working because I accidentally started up OBS before Mix It Up, and then something else went wrong. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to restart the computer. You're first in daily. Ah! Okay, I missed your initial first then. Maybe you did it in the initial before it all stuffed up. I don't know. It's driving me nuts. It's double tensioning itself somehow. Yes, I'm blaming the yarn, I'm not blaming me. Come on. Of course it's yarn, that's how it works. Yeah, it's the rules. Okay, I've got a tail here. I'm gonna make sure I go over it. Nope, missed. Why? Here we go. Train derailed to Pookie. Oh my goodness, that was a really bad. Oh. Words today, I swear. To Pookie. I doubt there will be logging trains, well pronounced. I know, right? 2 coffees, and I still can't pronounce freaking moldy words. Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, that'll be logging trucks. Oh, and Cheetos. I am still eating my yogurt. Now I'm wondering if the cat's on my window still, or if he's opened the window. Weather watch thread issued for Auckland, Auckland, Manawatu, Tararua, Kapiti, Haurawhenua, and Wairapa. Better lock down. I closed the bathroom window. One of our bedroom windows is open for RK, because that's where she was. Living room's all closed. I'll be at work watching Panic Buyers. Oh. It's crazy. But I guess, you know, after seeing what happened to the pack and save and stuff, I'll close that. Both windows are both open, yeah. Yeah, after seeing what happened to the pack and save, I think there was also a countdown that was flooded as well. At least one countdown. People are going to panic buy because they don't want to have to not be able to get groceries for however long it takes for the shop to clean up. But then you got to think, our pack and save here is basically above flooding level because they've got the underground parking. You know, they can close those doors. Just let all the water flood to the underground parking. Exactly, yeah. You know, you guys might be in a little bit more trouble because there is no underground parking. I don't know what the drainage is like around it. But we've had some pretty heavy storms and that store hasn't had any water come inside except for what the customers drag in. Both the countdowns in your side of town don't have underground parking. The countdown we go to has got underground parking. Our pack and save's got underground parking. I'm not too sure how well the mall would handle it though. Small leak in the roof and chills. Yeah. And I do believe that's actually always been there. There was a one time as well, actually, there was an accidental set off of the sprinklers. It set off this fire alarm and everything, so they ended up using it as a health and safety fire drill because we had to get customers out of the store in a certain amount of time as well. Okay, it's in the sock drawer. Oh, she's adorable. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mr. is on my windowsill. He's outside. No, I'm pretty sure he's here. I have to double check. If my window's open, he's outside, but he wasn't here when I started streaming. Scissors that I just had. I've got like 2 pairs of scissors, so yeah. One out of 8 done. Let me just check my windowsill, see if there's still a cat. Hey, you are still here. Hey, bud. A photo. Cat's fine. He's just like hanging half off the windowsill. He doesn't care. Absolute lunatic. We will sleep through this. A slow-moving front drifting west should pass over northern Auckland and Northland this evening and during Monday morning. Severe thunderstorms are possible with this front, some of which may be severe. There was like thunderstorms about 3 a.m. or something, I think. There was stuff all over Facebook about it. I sleep through it. I have my headphones in. I sleep through it. No thunderstorm last night, not in this area. I don't know what was up. Yeah, apparently it wasn't a thunderstorm. I think it was just a lightning storm. Apparently it was over Rewa. So with that, I've just stitched over the tail as well. Just started over the side. Right here on 1 a.m. when I went to bed it was closed because the thunder came really quickly after the lightning. Maybe that was the same one. I saw, like I said, I saw a video on Facebook. It's pretty amazing. Like, I left the grapevine and spread the new stuff when I moved. I joined the ones in this area. And the amount of people that were out helping yesterday. Like, I had the brown butterbean doing all of his helping and stuff, and there was other people posting saying, listen, I've got a car or like a ute or something that can handle the floods if you need family members checked up on or need food delivered to them or even to yourself, let us know. And they were running around helping people out. Brown Butterbean was doing food deliveries if people needed it, helping get people safe out of homes, evacuations and stuff. It has just been absolutely amazing. Okay, I even think I saw one of the people that does the hungies and stuff, since they couldn't really sell. They were like, you know what, if you guys need a feed, let us know. You know, we've got all these rolls and whatever else. Because they were doing all the fry bread. We had people offering up the use of trucks and canoes. Yeah. Yeah, it actually really did bring the community together, and I just feel, you know, just happy. Just seeing this absolute outpour of, you know, let's get through it together. I did love the video though of the dude kite surfing in the domain. That was great. King's Seat got really flooded. Yeah, it's kind of in that little bit of that shallow, isn't it? Half of Auckland blames the clowns for not opening the floodgates. Yeah, but how much can you do when... Okay, floodgates, definitely, because it should not have been as bad as it was in some areas. But, you know, if you're in, like, a deep area like King's Seat's got no floodgates out there. No, that's just because of where it happens to be. There's no real drainage for it to get back out into the harbour. We have floodgates if you don't use them to prevent a flood, I know, right? But oh well. Hopefully now they've learned. You know, if there is rain, hit the big red button. But again, yeah, we've been very lucky. I haven't checked in with Mum. She's got a house that is, you know, pretty flat as well. So I'll probably give her a phone call later on today and just check in with her. Because they got hit yesterday. Because she's out Bay of Plenty. But yeah, it was kind of funny. I was sitting on the couch when all that rain was happening Friday. And Mum calls in the afternoon. She said, "I'm just checking, see how you are. You know, how things up in Auckland." I'm like, "It's okay, you know, just sitting on the couch watching the rain." I had no clue how bad it was. I think she was actually ringing to check to make sure we weren't flooded without saying, "Are you flooded out?" So, I had no clue. Yeah, there is that. But yeah, it's again, now it's a live and learn. Next time there's rain, open the damn button. I'll hit the big red button. But yeah, our storm drains here are pathetic anyway. All the leaves and stuff that gets stuck in them. I've nearly a few years back. Yeah. Oh well. I'm actually not going to comment on it because it's getting into kind of political talk, and you know I'm not comfortable with that. But yeah, I'm sad for the people that had Elton John tickets because you know he's not going to do a tour down here just because of the flood. So they've basically missed out on their last chance to see him live. And you're saying he's already left the country. He's gone to Hawaii. So he won't be back. I do like the fact that the cops were blasting the Elton John music, people singing along. Knew so many people had tickets. Oh my goodness. There was actually, like, before people realised how bad the rain was getting, because of all the transport issues and parking issues, there were people here saying, $40 a head, I got a van. I'll take you in and drop you off and then pick you up at the end of the concert. So, you know. Heck, I think we've even offered the similar sort of service to the kids when they want to go to Pride. Like, did you guys taking 3 cars? We're happy to do like a backwards and forwards a little bit. Yeah, I would have liked to have gone to Elton John. I'd like to go to like Billy Joel, Backstreet Boys, Ronan Keating. Elton John, Backstreet Boys, Ronan Keating. There was 4. Elton John, Billy Joel, Elton John, Backstreet. Oh no, that is Elton John, Billy Joel, Backstreet Boys, Ronan Keating. I'm not interested in enough groups that would tour to say I want to go to these ones. You going to Ed Sheeran? I've got no interest in going to Ed. Because I'm afraid it's going to be, full of screaming teenagers. Which doesn't get me excited to go. Like, I go to Backstreet Boys because I know all their music. I followed them since I was a teenager. I'd go to Ronan Keating because, again, same thing. And actually, as husband pointed out last night, his solo career is absolutely stunning, the music he does. And he's calm. He doesn't do rock and stuff, he's into his ballads, and it's nice. Elton John and Billy Joel, it's just because I love their music. I was kind of raised with them. Surprisingly, the 3rd time go see him. I have never gone to one single concert. I have never been to anything. I haven't gone to like the Rhythm and Vine styles or the Big Day Outs. Never been to those. I have gone to Christmas in the Park, I think, twice. And that would be about it. And to be fair, Christmas in the Park isn't much if you're right in the back. If you're in the, the free area, free seating. The area you pay for is right at the front by the stage would be more interesting. More screaming girls than Adele than Ed. Ugh. Yeah. No, Adele doesn't interest me. Like, sure, it's one of those things where I like some of their music, not all of it. I listen to what I listen to. Seen Ricky Martin back when he was straight. He was never straight. Yeah, Adele and 3 Eds. That's just no. But even like as a teenager, I had no real interest in going to concerts. Ricky and straight in one sentence, it's not possible. I did listen to a lot of Ricky Martin actually in that period. The other one I listened a lot to was Joshua Caddison. He's one that seems to have faded off all the radars. Listened to a lot of Joshua Caddison. And Robin Williams. Listen to a lot of him too, but wouldn't go to a concert. Joshua Caddison might be okay for a concert. Again, he's a piano player. Apparently I like piano players. He was terrible if I heard the opening band. He was only on stage for an hour. Oh. Don't mind me, I am still finishing off breakfast. It's almost lunchtime. I'm finishing off breakfast. Possibility of downpours with intensity of 20 to 40 mils an hour, especially between 7 PM and 10 AM. Well, it's raining right now. Hear it. It's amazing how much Spawny sulks when it rains too much and you can't go outside. He's definitely an outside cat whenever he can be. $15 new record. Yeah, it's just gonna be. It's gonna be like that for a couple of weeks. I think. We're expecting a heck of a lot happening. Hey, Jingle Junk, what you doing? Oh no, I'm just stuffed that one up completely. I looked up at the wrong moment. 2 weeks time, guys, don't use water, we're having a drought. Yeah, because, you know, the water processing plant can't keep up with it. Sorry, still gonna water the tomato plants. Went to the Atomic Kitten one time. Took a kiddo to Nanny 4 and they had sold double the tickets. We were going to miss out. They just stand in the aisles. We ended up leaving early because it sucked. My kids used to listen to Atomic Kitten all the time. Like back when they were toddlers, they loved Atomic Kitten. Granted, we did not call them Atomic Kitten. We called them something else that was not family friendly, but the kids never knew. It was fine. I'm pretty sure they used to sing along and everything. I wouldn't mind going and seeing some musicals though. Like, I want to go see Six because it was supposed to come here just before the lockdown started. Or like, it was supposed to come here, the tickets were about to go on sale and then lockdowns. Because they're coming in July or something. I wanted to go to that, and that was in Wellington. They weren't doing an Auckland concert. I would have found a way. How did I hear you? My volume's already at the red. What headphones in? We've got headphones in. I don't know. I can't do much. Yeah. So yeah, I want to go see Six. Not interested in seeing Cats. Maybe Hamilton would be pretty cool. I do, yeah. A lot of Andrew Lloyd Webbers, to be honest. Not my kind of thing. Lin-Manuel Miranda ones, I would love to go see. So yeah, that's Hamilton, that's Tick Tick Boom if he does that. I want to go see Rent, your side, because my speakers are at 6. And yeah, Ray's like, yeah, she's saying the rain is really loud at her side. That's why she can barely hear me. Saw Phantom and American Idiot. American Idiot might be interesting. I'd like to see Wicked. Yeah, Phantom doesn't interest me. Cat doesn't. Again, it's Andrew Lloyd Webber stuff. I'm not too interested in them. I like the newer stuff. But yeah, I'd like to be able to go actually see them live rather than, you know, someone's phone recording on YouTube. Because I have technically seen 6 because of the phone recording on YouTube. And whoever did it, they actually put in animated scenes for the songs, and it looked amazing. I can't remember, wouldn't have the link or anything to it anymore, but it looked absolutely great. I know my parents took my grandparents and my aunt to go see Phantom back in the 90s. '90s? Yeah. 90s, early 2000s. No, it wouldn't have been early 2000s, got moved out. So, 90s. That was the night Mum went to the pokies and she won like $50 or something, and back then they gave it to you in 20-cent coins. Yeah, because you put 20-cent coins in the machine. So we went to McDonald's the next morning, had McDonald's for breakfast and paid in 20-cent coins. It was nuts. It was like the best memory I've got from takeout. Well, one of the best memories from takeouts. It was also the weekend, because Friday night takeaways are a thing in my family. My dad being raised Catholic, so therefore no fish on, well, yeah, it was no fish on Fridays. It turned into takeaway Fridays. Still is, by the way. But there was one time, I think it cost us like $1 or $2 to feed 5 of us, with pizzas, with McDonald's. I think there might have been a KFC thrown in there too. Mum had so many coupons that she just went through and claimed them all, and we just had to pick up a couple of things. So it might have been like free with this, and so we got the with this. It only cost us a couple of bucks. And we drove everywhere to go get them all, you know, going to McDonald's, going to KFC. The pizza that had the coupon at that point, the closest one was between Takanini and Manurewa, so we had to go drive to get that one. And of course now all the coupons are digital and whatever else they deliver, so yeah. But even then, like, my parents get their takeaways on Friday nights. Dad gets butter chicken, medium hot with a garlic naan from one particular Indian shop. Mum gets various things, but because they get this butter chicken twice a week, by the way, usually Fridays and Sundays, because who wants to, you know, cook at the end of a week? They don't do a roast anymore, they get butter chicken. For Christmas, the owner of the takeaway shop did the whole, hey listen, you know, you get this particular order all the time, so next time you order it around Christmas, it'll be free. So when Bunny and I were down there was 3 of us getting butter chickens. There were 3 of us. Bunny got butter chicken, Dad got butter chicken, I got butter paneer, so with the cheese. But he only had to pay for Bunny and I. And then Mum went and got a Vietnamese salad from a place a couple of doors down. The takeaway nights have always been interesting because Dad is very much a creature of habit, you know, like we all are. But when we were living in Gisborne, every Friday night we'd ring up. We found the best fish and chip shop in Gisborne. You know, this is long before ethnic food became a takeaway thing and commonplace here in New Zealand. So we'd ring this place up, and Dad had this order, and I think it was like a seafood basket with, you know, half a dozen oysters and something else. That was really bad. I was like 11 when this order was happening. I still know most of it. But it'd get to the point where we'd ring up and they'd say, oh, yeah, this takeaway, how can I help? And we'd say, oh, hi, this is, you know, our last name household. And they're like, okay, we got your dad's order, what's the rest for you? They would basically recite it back before we'd even get any further. So, okay, now we're also adding on like a chicken burger for me, or deep fried Mars bars, or whatever else, and whatever else Mum wanted. Mum usually got scallops. That's customer service right there. Yeah, there was like a news report getting close to the end of last year, I want to say, and it was revealing what Kiwis order the most when it comes to Yeah, our takeaway Fridays. Because it's part of the culture, isn't it, to take away Fridays. And the highest one is a butter chicken. Apparently that's what we order every time. That's what everybody orders. And I basically took a screenshot of it, sent it to Mum, and said, I'm pretty sure Dad accounts for like half of these. Yeah, my dad leveled up this week. His birthday is the same day as Australia Day. But the same with my dad to this day. He has the same thing. He had to change fish and chip shops because the old one closed. But he just rings up and says, hey, it's me. They say, okay, 20 minutes. Yes! Mum does that with the butter chicken place. She'll ring up and say, hi, and she'll say her name. Like, okay, that's cool. Anything else? Just in case she wants something. And yes or no. Okay, yep, see you in 20 minutes. And then she walks in. They know her by face. As soon as she walks in, they walk out the back and grab her bag. Don't ask who she is, nothing else. They just know exactly who she is. Yeah. So yeah, my dad turned 64 last week. So 1 more year to retirement. He will be counting that down so much. Shoppers caller IDs, when we order, they answer the phone with a high pitch. Oh, that's genius. Oh no. That's just great. In all honesty, that's what matters more than anything else. You think of all the customers we would serve working in the deli. They're selling up! Oh no. Yeah, but yeah, all the customers we serve in the deli. And apparently customers were still asking me after I left with COVID and everything. But we know them all. I know Mike, I know... There's another one that used to always ring up and get bangers and mash. I saw it's either his son or his partner working one day. It was Jack. Ross, I saw, like, Ross I know. There's like an elderly couple that I used to always serve in deli, and then as soon as they saw me in checkouts, they would wait in line to go through my checkout. And then Mrs. Sinclair, who likes her bags packed a certain way, and she's got a wicked sense of humour. People don't like her because she's very particular with what she likes, like how she likes things packed. And that's fine. And there's the dude that comes in, well, at least used to come in first thing in the morning, and he'd get like his 100 grams of either pork or beef or whatever. I would always have it ready for him. Yeah, it's not just customer service. These people become almost like parasocial friends. Like, they're not actual friends, you wouldn't hang out with them, but parasocial in the fact that we know who they are, we can have a good chat. I'm throwing stuff around. Yeah. 5 minutes, so we have time to get another one done. We'll pull those socks out for an extra 5 minutes. We don't have enough time. It's about 15 minutes to get around one each. So that's 3 out of 8. That's not bad. And the pretty ones. So I'll finish these ones up probably this afternoon. I'll sit down and watch some podcasts. 3 pieces of pork loin, a small deli made potato salad. He gets a potato salad now? Wow. He's so lovely. And he walks everywhere. I don't think I've ever seen him in a car. And then there was the dude, he was in a powered wheelchair. Never knew him by name, but he was Irish, so he loved potatoes. He was always getting chips and stuff. Occasionally he could walk, but he was super tall when he walked, like crazy tall. But he was usually in a powered wheelchair. And one day I looked at him, I said, you know what? You need lightning bolts on the side of that wheelchair. He's like, don't tempt me, I might just do it. And it's great. But I didn't see him for a while, even before COVID, so I hope he's alright. I'll tuck these away in here too. So that just used a little bit of yarn. I'm not too sure if I'm going to have enough I've got 4 more of these, but for an 18 by 18, I'm not even 4 rows through doing this yet. We'll have to see what happens. Put that in there too. Pam talked him into it one day. He does still occasionally get his other order if it's not me or Pam serving him. Wow! So yeah, it's who he trusts, isn't it? No, he's so nice. And then I'm gonna work on these for a little bit. Last couple of minutes. Yeah. And then there was the dude whose wife got dementia, and they would always get a certain amount of ham for their dog. But yeah, his wife got dementia. He is heavily tattooed, like crazy heavily tattooed. He's so nice. Like, really good sense of humour. But yeah, wife got dementia, and one day he comes in, he goes, "You're not going to believe what she did last night." What did she do? She set a place at the table for the dog. Oh my, that is the cutest thing ever. And he's like, yeah, it was. But, the dog doesn't get to sit at the table. But he wasn't going to argue with her. I hate the woman who always gets pastrami, but once it shaved, she complained I didn't do it thin enough the other day. That's Mrs. Sinclair. That's Mrs. Sinclair. Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about. I love Mrs. Sinclair. Yes, she's fussy. She likes it super duper thin. That's how her husband likes it. So she gets it for him. Yeah. You have to do it basically especially just for her, because if you do it that thin, it all dries out before she gets there. So, yeah. She complained if it's shredded enough. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She wants it absolutely perfect. She's got a wicked sense of humour. There was one time when she was standing there and I was just about to serve her, and the advert came on saying, oh, if you can't use something in your to add an extra bit of flavour and stuff to your crust for a pie or whatever, like a sweet pie. I said, you could always use crushed nuts. She sat there, got an absolute case of the giggles, and I looked at her and she's like, crushed nuts. And I've seen her since. She's really chatty. She used to work as a commercial printer. I'm pretty sure she was still doing it. She owns her own company and everything. But like I said, it's a parasocial thing. And then Mike came in, and then his dad has a wooden leg. I didn't even realise. So we figured out that's where he hides the candy. And his dad's also really sociable. When I was serving at Lotto, the lady in front of me was buying tickets, and he's like, hey, just so you know that if you win, we're married, right? And I looked at him straight up and I said, just so you know, if you win, we're married. He's like, sign me up. And this dude must have been 80. Great. Yeah, I think I served all 3 generations there, the granddad, Mike, and then the son. It was just... yeah. Used to get in trouble in the old shop because I was always chatting to Mike. He'd come in and we'd just chat for like 15 minutes or so. It was quiet. Pio would come through and the next week we'd do it again. And then it was always interesting when I saw my old gym teacher. Mr. Taylor would come through. He went to real estate after he finished work. Yeah. Anyway, 12 o'clock. That's it. That's my 2 hours. I've got to stop leaning on the table because, see, that is just from me leaning on my side of my desk. I should get like a pad or something. So yeah, it's not scars. Say goodbye. Someone wants to see you going. Yeah, I'm going to go too. So I will see you next week. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. That's us. I'm gonna go get out of this muggy as room now. Okay. Bye. This way and bye somehow.